And then the last segment of this hour, and I want to tell you just a little bit of how the news works. And then I want to, then next hour, we're going to talk to Richard Eskow, who has a show called The 0 Hour. It's actually sponsored by the organization where I'm the executive director, Social Security Works. And it's produced by the radio station that I own, We Act Radio. And I want to talk about why are we doing this? Why do we have the power of telling our own story? But why I set it up, why did I need to tell our own story, is because at Social Security Works, what my job is to protect and expand Social Security, the original vision of Social Security, which includes Medicare for everybody, which includes economic security for all Americans from birth, that it is a huge system that we build upon, each generation doing its part. Now, in 2010, the program was under dire threat under an Obama administration by this commission set up called the Bowles-Simpson Commission, the BS Commission. This is real. This is a thing that's happening behind closed doors. I went and I got a video camera and I went there and I live streamed the closed door of the commission. I got the chair, Alan Simpson. He came out and I got a tracking video with this, and it was going right to the front page of a blog, Fire Dog Lake, a lefty blog that existed then. It's now called Shadowproof. And I got him to tell me, just straightforwardly, he made a mistake and accidentally told the truth. Yes, we're planning on how to steal your Social Security behind those closed doors there. Yes, that's what's going on. So, you know, I take this video asset and I'm like, this is a story. And I go to MSNBC and I'm like, look at this story that I got. Nothing. CNN, nothing. Fox News, obviously nothing, although I'll return to that. Sometimes Fox is a source, is somewhere where you can actually get a story in, because they might want to make fun of it, but as long as you get the story out there. I already knew this because, you know, I'd been working in public health activism and public policy activism for a long time by then, and a ton of this is trying to get your story told. And the most common thing is that the news would just ignore it. You know, they'd be like, oh, that's not a story. It's obviously a story that 55 million Americans' benefits are being plotted against by their elected representatives, who none of them voted to steal their Social Security benefits. But the news does not want to tell that story. In fact, the news would oftentimes tell a false story. If I pitch, and pitching is what you do, this is how news is made. Organizations and businesses and entrepreneurs and everyone, they send their story to the news, right? You get a producer's email and you send a pitch. Hey, I got this story for you. I got this video of Alan Simpson saying that they were plotting behind closed doors to steal the American people's earned benefits. That's a news story. And the producers at the corporate media would come back to me and say, nah. Actually, usually what they do is you just get no response at all. Right? Now, what I did find is that truth tellers like Thom Hartmann, truth tellers around the country, lefty sources would actually take these stories and they'd run with them and they'd get huge numbers of eyeballs, right? So, and we'd cultivate those relationships. And sometimes you would have truth tellers who did, you know, had jobs within outlets that, you know, are corporate and mainstream. But those writers or producers or hosts or journalists, they actually, you know, they found a way to tell the truth. And so like a Michael Hiltzik in the LA Times is a trusted source. You can trust that he's going to tell the story because he understands that telling the truth is actually his job. So he's not influenced by the billionaires who what the global oligarchs do is they set up a huge ecosystem. First of all, they'll just own media. Second of all, they'll own a whole bunch of organizations, front groups, that will all pitch all of these stories. Third of all, especially the guy who's on the other side of Social Security, the guy who's always trying to steal your money, his name's Pete Peterson. He is the primary greedy liar on Wall Street. He was Richard Nixon's commerce secretary. He made $4 billion just raiding and destroying private pensions, and then he dedicated one of those billion to destroying Social Security. I'd pitch, hey, I got this video of a former senator with active members of Congress plotting behind closed doors to destroy Social Security. But what would come out on the corporate media is something like, well, according to, and then the name of one of Pete Peterson's front groups. Well, according to Fix the Debt, the Bowles-Simpson Commission is dealing with the looming bankruptcy of Social Security, which everybody knows is going bankrupt. Everybody knows that benefits have to be cut. The only question is by how much. And you see it on channel after channel after channel. Not a single one of those statements is true. Social Security is not going bankrupt. It literally cannot go bankrupt. It is a self-funded program. You see it. It's our money. No one's giving us anything when it comes to Social Security. It's our money. Comes out of our paychecks, goes into Social Security. 1 penny of every dollar goes to administer the program. 99 cents out of every dollar comes back to us in the form of benefits. But Pete Peterson, he creates this whole ecosystem, this whole echo chamber of lies and liars, self-referential lies and liars, to create a story, a false story, a narrative that Social Security is going bankrupt, that Social Security is the problem. And at its root, what it is it's a con. And once you understand the con, you see what they're trying to do easily, which is steal our money. The con is to convince everybody that they're going to get nothing, i.e. Social Security is going bankrupt, so that they will accept less than they're owed, i.e. benefit cuts. Because if you're convinced you're going to get zero, if I convince you that, oh, that thing that you've been paying for the whole time, that Social Security thing, you're going to get zero from that. But if you listen to me, I'll get you 40 cents. It sounds like I'm giving you 40 cents, but I'm not giving you 40 cents. I'm stealing 60 cents from you. That's why Wall Street and the greedy liars on Wall Street are doing this. That's why the corporate media's job is to get these narratives out there. We're going to fight back. Thom Hartmann Program. I'm Alex Lawson. We'll be right back.